Get hype! Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check. How we doing, Lions? Previously on Kimba TV. Is that an actual gap? Alright, yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. It's actually not there. God, I can't wait until I have my mouse. Let's get it. Okay. Doganigu says Gap will be bearish, right? We don't know yet. We still have 8 more minutes. Pila, thank you for the resub. Berkey says Alpha TA, please. Well, nothing has really changed since Friday. So RTH is, this is where we are on RTH. So it's paused from Friday. So higher time frame still bullish. I just don't know if they want to sweep that 94.3 or not. But we are bullish. So ideally, did you see the $78 million in bottom shorts? What's up with that? Is Sato shorting? God damn it, who Jushin is shorting? So yeah, I mean, we're Bellagio. I mean, this guy's gonna get squeezed for show. So yeah, I mean, settlement is always gonna be a resistance. So we would want to get above settlement. So kind of same as yesterday, and nothing has really changed because RTH is what's coming back today. So. Yes. Alrighty, Berkey. So looking for longs. Maybe you're already in a long. But the question would just be a matter of, do we want to sweep that? Yes or no? Yeah, it was kind of shitty to go back into the RTH gap again yesterday. So, alrighty. But looking for longs. Maybe you're already in a long. This guy's fucked. Pfft. Oh no! How do you fucking short $78 million at the bottom? How? How is that even possible? He playing with us, man. All right, so that's where we're at, man. Maybe he knows something. He don't know shit. According to where price is right now. You know what would be hella funny? He gets stopped out at 97.5 on settlement. Oh, fuck! If he gets stopped out, if he stops his short as settlement, I'm gonna laugh at him. I saw Breon in here a little earlier ago talking about when to TP his short. Azaz says, so in this scenario, the settlement will act as point of control. No, the point of control will act as point of control. It's right above settlement. But let me read the rest of your question. It has to reclaim value area low and settlement to go possibly sweep the weekend highs or go higher. Yes. Yeah, you got to get above value area low. Yes. Doga Nigu says waiting 85xxx too long. You're gonna be waiting forever because I don't think that's coming. I would go with 93.5 or the 94, like actual RTH gap fill, right? You got a TPO at 92, like 92.3-ish. And then in between the TPO and unfinished low, you actually have the 91.5. So you might be waiting for 85, but I'll take that 91, you heard? So if you really think about it, chat, nothing has changed since last week. For me anyways. Does it do that thing? The first binary question would be, does it actually do the RTH gap fill? Yes or no? Right? I think that's what everybody is kind of thinking about. Will the RTH gap actually get filled during RTH? Yes or no? And if not, well, you don't really want to go lower than 95 on RTH anyways. So if it is going to do the RTH gap fill, then you're looking at 93.5. And if you think it's going to actually completely grab everything, then you might be thinking 91.5. So, yeah, you ready? Peter says, hi, Kimba. Yesterday I nerded out on bad highs and bad lows, like you said, and today pretty much happened what I learned. Very nice, Peter. That's awesome.
Let's get it, Kimba.
I love that you actually acted upon your want to learn new stuff. That's fucking awesome. Castillo says, could it be that they tried to squeeze the short and since they didn't squeeze, they dumping? No, it's RTH is back. It gapped and it's can't get above value. I wouldn't really get into this. They tried to squeeze. They need to squeeze this, squeeze that. Just make sure you squeeze your own butt cheeks. All right, so they don't get you. Raptorus says maybe these bottom shorters knew something. No. Y'all are way too obsessed. I bet, correct me if I'm wrong, but I bet you that everybody that's looking at the Bybit open interest, they're looking at the Bybit open interest because they don't know how to look at CME open interest. Facts. Castillo says, for real, how to look at it. We talked about it last week. You're going to need some sort of feed. So dxfeed.com would probably be the most economical subscription. CME data is TradFi. You have to pay for it. It's not like a free exchange like Bybit. So you have to have a subscription to the data. So dxfeed.com would be a great place if you needed to buy data. And then you plug the dxfeed data into whatever charting platform you want. Does that make sense, Castillo? So you got to start with dxfeed.com. You got to buy it, and then you got to have like a more professional charting platform like Quant Tower or Addis, and then you just plug in your subscription. Snoopy says, I haven't been here since 2021. Hey, let's go, Snoopy. Welcome back. Could that possibly be the sign of altcoin season starting? When people that have been gone for 3 years are now back. Get ya!
Latuche, motherfucker.
Can we look at Sol? Sol hasn't changed, man. Sol hasn't changed. I'm still waiting. Hey, what do you think about that Sol short, though? Some of you guys shorted Sol. Some of you guys waiting for the Sol long with, down here, but... yeah, be patient, man. But yeah, that was a bunch of you guys shorted Sol. Shout out Discord. All right. Sol hasn't changed, man. We've been waiting. We said let's wait for Sol to go to 140. How long ago was that? I don't know, like 2-3 weeks ago. So, yeah, we're going to wait for that point of control around 140, 150, okay? But, yeah, we've been waiting for 140 for quite some time. ETH, same thing. Make sure you're in the Discord. This long was the one we were talking about a couple weeks ago. The one that we want is the 2000 sweep. All right, so again, 2000 sweep, whether it was in the Discord VIP a couple weeks ago or we were talking about that a couple months ago, still waiting for it. All right, that's why like you kind of have to finesse the level with Biddy, So this is where we are right now. Obviously we got rejected at value area high. We're getting rejected at point of control. So you think 93.4, right? which is the 93.5 level that we're talking about. So, and then like, even if Bitcoin sweeps the level that we want, if, you know, Sol and ETH both aren't at levels that we want, then, you know, what you want to do. All right. So like Bitcoin 91.5, Sol 140. Oh my God. I would probably make like 8 to 9 mil, if not more. That would just be if you know, if we got here. This would probably be like a $5 million long. I've already like calculated it and shit. But like, if this were to work out, if I get like a, you know, 145 entry and I take that bitch to 295, that's a double. You heard me, Castillo? I mean, and you know, I'm gonna try to swing this bitch to where, Castillo? Let's see if you've been paying attention. What's my home run target for Sol, Castillo? You better fucking know this. You know I'm gonna TP a little bit here, but where my home run exactly, y'all? Can you imagine a 145 long to 500 end of the year on Sol? But you know we're gonna shave though here. You know we're gonna shave though. You know we're gonna shave though, chat. 33% probably, right? Because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get better, not trying to round trip this bitch, you know? Same thing with ETH, right? Can you imagine imagining? That's what Nerd will always tell me. A 1,600 long or a 2,000 long on ETH, right? So do you guys see, like, maybe the idea of, I don't really trade over the weekend because I feel like I'm not going to miss anything. What do you think about that? What do you think about identifying levels? What do you guys think about identifying levels? Now, how many of you guys have, so let's just talk about Friday shit, right? What were we looking at for Friday shit? Can we get above settlement? Right? That's what we were trying to do on Friday. So it's the same thing today. It's even worse for bulls because you're actually below value area low. Now, how many of you guys were here with me since the beginning of today's stream? And so you guys know what I'm looking for, right? I'm like, me personally, I'm looking for longs. I've been looking for longs, right? So like nothing has changed, do you feel me? For me anyways. You know what I mean? And so, okay, so like if we're gonna be looking for longs, then what kind of levels? Well, you've got the RTH gap. Does that actually get filled during RTH? How many of you guys have been staring at this RTH gap like for the last 2, 3, 4 weeks with me? Hands up if you've been gap watching. Huh? How many of y'all been gap watching with me? Shit, for a minute. Right, Lions? We all walk over to this cliff, right? It's like there's like a cliff like this. And all, you know, we all like walk over here and we, you know, we'll light up some Latuche up here and we just been gap watching. We just been gap watching. We've been watching little gazelles like fall in there and like die, you know what I mean? Like retail trying to trade this range and just get papinked. But, so like, you know, 94.3 sweep, right? 91.5, right? Nothing has changed for me since Friday. And if you really zoom out, nothing has changed for me for the last couple weeks. Like, this is where the context is important. You might see me still have a short, but I'm ready to flip that bitch and go long if I get what I want. Now that we have the levels identified, you guys know what kind of structural edge I would want to see. What I want to see, open interest, right? Some of y'all talking about, oh, this guy's gonna get away with it, Kimba. Y'all never heard of a bottom shorter getting trapped? You gotta let the data tell you. We'll see if he TPs. You know what would be hella funny? The amount that he got squeezed out for, like the 32 mil that he got stopped out for right here. Imagine if he adds up again on a lower low bull div. Oh, he's gonna get away with it, Kimba. Some of y'all gonna get got. Okay, don't get got. You know what? You gotta seize these moments, ladies and gentlemen. Preparation, meeting opportunity. All right. And Jupy, I'm not gonna give a shit if you have a short or a long, right? Just don't get got on me, fellas, ladies. We all get an opportunity to prove it to ourselves that we can be the traders that we aspire to be, chat. Here we go. Bullets are gonna start flying. You know what I mean? You better be fucking excited. This is what we live for. But I hope you guys at least feel prepared. Okay? Levels identified, and hopefully between the last 3 to 4 weeks, y'all been thinking about what kind of edge you would want. Okay? Hidden bull div, regular bull div, open interest. We want bottom shorters trapped, right? I mean, Kachoya! A Kachoya! All right? How many of you guys remember the observation that we made? Do you guys remember if I said there were a lot of people that long 94? Even like shit like that. Like, you need to remember these things, you know? Like, is that really a strong level? You know, maybe 91.5 is a little bit better. Maybe 90 sweep. You know what I mean? But let the data, you know, structure. If it really is going to be a 90 sweep, it's going to be a really strong buying tail SFP, right? You know, 91.5 trident with a bull div and the hidden bull div would be Gucci Magucci. You know, 94.3 RTH gap fill actually during RTH. A Kachoy. Hey, the fucking trading gods have blessed us with volatility. Like, this is dope, you know? I know there's a couple of OGs and veterans, you know, that have been here with me before thinking, but Kimba, you know, usually it's Monday, Tuesday that could set the week low. You know, when a 3-day holiday weekend happens, it can sometimes be Tuesday, Wednesday. You know, so like, could we see another low tomorrow? No, I know, but I will still take it. You know, if the data is there, I will still take it. I don't care what level it happens at. I don't care what day it is. The data is the data. So yeah, I'm gonna still, you know, am I gonna aggressively put stop loss at break even? Yeah, but let's see. I know that it could still be the low tomorrow, but I will still probably try to take it today as well. Yeah, let's see, man. I would love to get a Papink live with y'all, man. But I hope you guys are fucking excited. Because, I mean, I was just in Vegas, so the Vegas references seem a little bit more fresh. But this is like, you have, you're splitting aces against a dealer 6. You're splitting 8s against the dealer 6. You know, and you want to be able to split and double type of shit. And like, it's like that feeling. You just split the 8s. Okay. Dealer has a 6 right now. Okay. And the first card on the 8, 3. So we're about to double. That's exactly how I feel right now. That's how I feel right now. We've been talking about putting in the week low, not W-E-A-K, but W-E-E-K, low on a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, levels, you know, it's got to snap back above blue line. So spending time or building value below RTH gap is not the best, but it needs to get back above. Yeah, still kind of waiting for, you know, 91.5. But yeah, let's see. You guys okay? You guys juicing? 93.5 has always been a level that, we've talked about, right? So, it front ran it at 93.7. A lot of bottom shorters coming in, huh, Sophia? Can you see that? Really interesting, right? So you can kind of start to juggle some of the data that you're seeing now, Sophia. This is what I would say. If you're still in a short, that's totally fine. I'm still in the short. But I'm going to be, I've been TPing and I am going to be TPing. I like that level down there. You remember what that level is, right? The kind of takeaway for later in the day, let's say that, 4 or 5 or 6 or 8 hours from now, you end up, saying, hey, I'm done trading today, and you're kind of doing your end of the day recap. The biggest things that you want to take away is the RTH gap. And this one got filled, probabilities. So that was right here. And look at that. So there's the clean. All right. So, yeah, I still don't buy it. I'm going to just keep giving myself time. We got 90 minutes. Right? Or what? No. 2 hours and 30 minutes. Oh my God. We have hella time. Only Jao says, what can we do about Solana? What do you mean, sir? What do you hear? I'm going to let your brothers and sisters tell you, okay? But we have had this plan for quite some time. So if you're in a short, that's awesome. But I'm waiting to long Sol around 140. And I've had that bitch. This has been the plan for a very long time. How many of you guys were here live when I drew this like this? Yeah, and then a lot of people were like, oh my God, we're going to go below 170? I was like, yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, ETH, I would like a sweep of 2,000. But I don't know if that's going to come right now. We might go up. I've got a short and a long. I don't know. Until then, it's bing bong ding dong. It is always easy. The question really, and we highlighted it all day, was how proud of you of your preparation, right? And we always talk about, plan A is good, but you need to be thinking about, how you would chase it, how long you would chase it, where until you would chase it, what your milestones are. I mean, even if you're a Lion Cub, you know the importance of turning VWAP into support, right? So, gaining above that, gaining above RTH gap, all of that good stuff. Now, obviously, all of that is completely meaningless if all it does is it comes up here and it does this. Okay, so we've always been talking about that. If it just cleans the weekend highs or whatever and it's a swing fail and we come right back, completely meaningless. So we got to spend time and build value right above. All right, y'all know what it is. And so lots of stuff to look at, level to level, math by math. Obviously, this is how RTH closed. And so it's at 95.1 right now, but depending on how ETH and overnight stuff plays out, we might have a big ass gap to the upside. I mean, how crazy would it be like if we open right here and we have a gap, okay? Or how crazy would it be if we open right here? I mean, a bullish retest, like keeping that open, like, dip the tip, long, that would be an easy long. On the flip side, if we open down here, oh man. That's going to be probably like a settlement bearish retest. Probably wouldn't even want to do it short, grab and then blast and then turn it into support type of thing. So we might get that too, which might be like a nice little trident. Might be nice. But yeah, I think it's okay to already be in a long. RTH gap got cleaned, and there's really no imbalances down here. So this would be like ultimate, oh my goodness type of shit. Plus, it would be kind of a shitty low. So yeah, let's see. And lots of shorts trapped. You guys know this is exactly what I like, right? So hidden bull div, okay? And then longs getting stopped out, and then shorts entering in. So like from an open interest and CVD divergence standpoint, this looks good. So really just a question of, will it make a trident? Will it have a hidden bull div and a regular bull div? All right, is this it? How quickly does it get back in and out? How long does it spend time? What is the RTH gap? Those are the things that you just need to ask yourself. If this goes back above 95.8, your probability of getting the 91.5 is like 10%, if not lower. Gig says, I missed this, so I'm gonna wait. Got you. Yeah, what do you want to do? Wait for RTH or what? But real quick, I want the God's honest truth. Everybody that is not in a long yet, and if you've been here all day, you do know that there's a hidden CVD bull div, and there's a motherfucking shit ton of bottom shoulders. Hello? It's okay if you're not in a long. I always say this every fucking day. I feel like I don't give a shit if you're in a long or not, right? And I also said this bitch earlier in the day. I'm not going to care if you take the long or not, or if you feel like you missed it, blah, 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 blah. But I just don't want you shorting down there. And what do you think? And what do you think with literally what you guys get to see in front of you? When I say shit like, I want structural edge, okay? What kind of edge do I like, chat? What kind of structural edge do I like? How many of y'all were here about this for this? So I like swing fail. I like failed auction. I like 3 drives. Okay. I like the first one, second one, third, rounded. Okay. So, and you guys, if you were here, you guys know that that's pixel perfect golden pocket, right? So a lot of you guys were like, ah. Now, would it be fair to say, ladies and gentlemen, and OGs and veterans, there's a very specific technique that we have talked about for months now, so don't get mad at me. But if you don't think that you might not get a bullish retest, what was one of the things that we've been doing? Post only blank. So, market smash, there you go. So it doesn't matter if you miss this long or not. Maybe we get 91.5 tomorrow, chat. I don't know. But this is a great example of why I've been doing what I've been doing. And it is your individual responsibility to see these things happen enough where you have an opportunity to decide if you might need to not wait for a bullish retest. Can you handle the stress? Which one would you prefer? Getting into that long and having the stress of unrealized profits dwindle away as it does a bullish retest and you can't get stopped out in tiny profit? Or sitting here and potentially missing out on a long? Too easy, let's go Lions! I love you guys. Happy Tuesday! Sato, tell them what happens if they don't use stop loss. Then he's gonna smack the shit out of you. Longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, Bears, we're all Lions. Let's get after it. Love you guys. Stay safe. Have a great night. He reaving.